Greetings everybody, it's Bruce the Gig Farmer coming to you from Bandwagon Music Studio. Today, guitar. We're looking at Lesson 3, Johnny Be Good. In Lesson 1, we learn the open strings, 6, 5, and 4, which are E, A, D. You probably memorized those by now. In Lesson 2, we learn how to make a one-finger power chord by placing the finger below the open string on the 2nd fret. Now we're going to take it one step further and we're going to do some stretching exercises with our fingers. I have a beginner exercise I call finger to the fret that I think is very important for everybody to use to practice. And the way it works is pretty simple in theory, difficult to master because you can always get better at it. But you take, for instance, the 6th string E, you play it open. Then you take your 1st finger and you put it on the 1st fret. You take your 2nd finger and put it on the 2nd fret. 3rd finger, 3rd fret. 4th finger, 4th fret. And you do that with all the strings. You go to the next string A, D, G, B, E, and you can go all the way up and down the neck playing with that. What that does, it strengthens your fingers. It gives you calluses on the fingertips, which are important because when you're playing, you might have noticed your fingers get a little bit sore. The more you practice, the less sore they get. So, let's go back to Lesson 3 now. How are we going to take this A chord, which we've learned and practiced a lot in the 2nd video? What are we going to do to add to that? Well, we're going to play it once, play it twice, and then we're going to reach up with our 3rd finger or ring finger, and we're going to place that on the 4th fret of the 4th string because we're playing an A chord, A power chord, which means the A string is open. All right, we're going to play both of those notes. It's going to sound like this. A little different tone. As I mentioned in the 2nd video, as you go up the neck with your fretting, the pitches get higher. So with the two of these going back and forth, it creates a very unique sound. That you've probably heard a few times in rock and roll music. Let's try it with the E note. 6th string open, 5th string 2nd fret, followed by 5th string 4th fret, followed by 5th string 2nd fret, 4th fret, etc. Let's go up to the D now, and the G on the 2nd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, and it works here as well. Remember last video we also talked about 8th notes. We're going to be using those quite a bit. And we're going to go ahead and use that rhythm for this particular version of Johnny Be Good as well. Now I'm going to count you through it without singing it first because it may get a little confusing. But I think if you hang with me and you look at your chart that you might have made in the 2nd lesson, your chord chart, you'll know when to change. Remember, we have 4 measures of A, 2 measures of D, 2 measures of A, 2 measures of E, and 2 measures of A, and that brings us to 12 bars. And as we talked about in the 1st video, Johnny Be Good is essentially just a 12-bar blues pattern rocked out. Yeah. Let's try it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 2. 3rd measure. 4th measure. Go to the D now. 5th measure. 6th measure. Back to the A now, 7th measure. 8th measure. 9th measure, we're down on the E. And back to the A. There's the whole song. Remember, the verse and the chorus are the same. What I want you to really practice on is this rhythm, because with these rhythms you can play a lot of songs. There are many songs based on the 12-bar blues, and there are many songs based on an A, D, E chord pattern. So it opens up a lot of territory for you to explore. As a musician, you can use these techniques towards other songs. When you play a 2-finger bar chord, you're doing the same thing, except you're going to do it on 2 different strings. Let me explain. Place your index finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string. So we're at our top string with the index finger, and we go to the next string and place our ring finger on the 7th fret. Play them separately first. See if you can get them both to ring without getting a thuddy sound. If you can, then try doing it together. That does it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe button, comment below. Would love to hear from you. And this is Bruce, the Gig Farmer, signing off. Take care.